Oh, welcome back to Greenhill Junction. So you got a layout of contrast here. We've got one side that's absolutely stacked to the gunnels, and the other side that looks like a ghost town. And that's because it's finally time to start getting some scenery done, and the first job I've decided to do is to make the lower level station platforms. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and copy Tony Northeastern's method. About a month ago he put a video up doing platforms for his new station, and he made an absolutely cracking job of it, using templates, because he's got curved tracks in his station as well. I did do a method similar to this in my old layout, but it worked, but I didn't have the straightest of lines, to be honest. So I'm wanting to get nice, smooth, curved platforms to run with the tracks. So what I have done is I've been up scribbling with a pen to get an idea. So this platform here is going to run from there right the way down to which line did this decide on? There. Because basically, despite many videos ago me saying I don't run any trains longer than a loco and 3 carriages, I then went and found I had 5 of these. So I now run one train with 5 and a loco, and I also found out I've got 4 of these carriages, so there's also a 4 and a loco. So I decided that, you know what, I've got the space, might as well go for a longer platform. So it means I'm going to have a long platform on that rail, and then I've got a slightly shorter one marked out here because I didn't want it to go all the way down here. I just didn't think it would look right, so I pulled it back a wee bit, started it there, and that will go all the way down to there. Basically all these ones are going to end in the same place. So that one will give me room on this track for that track even. It'll give me room for a 4 carriage train and a loco, and to be honest I might be able to fit the 5 in. And then it will also give me quite a long platform for this other track. Obviously nothing's going to go down the spur, so you know, loco could quite happily sit on the point and then it will run all the way down. So I think I can just about get a 4 in there. And then I've got 2 shorter platforms because this is the line that runs up to the incline, and just because where the points have figured out, this platform needs to be a lot shorter, so it's going to start there and just run to there. So that's just big enough for a kind of standard train like that, or standard train pack, which is fine, because that's what most of my trains are. What I've also done is there's going to be, amongst all my scribbles, there's going to be a 10cm ramp at the end of the platforms, because I want a nice gentle ramp down. And that's it. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing, because I think I'm doing this a little bit different from Tony, because I tried his method for this bit, which was you put the bit of paper down and you find the edge of your rail, and then I think he took it back off and cut it. I found that a little bit of a pain, especially with the curves and probably my unsteady hand. So with this one, I put the paper down, it's sellotaped onto that one, sellotaped on here. I found the edge of the rail, but I've got a really sharp craft knife, and what I did was I just ran that along the edge of the rail. So I think I got a nicer edge. So I'll show you me doing that, and then we'll move on from there. So I'll give us a sec while I get the camera on the tripod, and then I'll do the next sheet. So I have kind of drawn the station space out here. And the station is going to be the same level as the platform, so it'll be sitting on 18mm MDF, which means I'm going to have to build stairs down here, which I'll figure out when it comes to it, to be quite honest. The other thing I've got is I'm going to have a kind of, shift the phone, going to have a kind of banding siding in here. It's not going to look like this is just to give me an idea. So the platform will basically butt up to the edge of this and then come out and run along here to where it terminates. This is giving me quite a big space here. So what I'm going to have is, you'll see on previous video that I did the Metcalf goods yard. That comes with a weighbridge office. That weighbridge office is going to fit in lovely there as a sort of luggage parcels office. So that's going to find a home there. So what I'm going to do is, because nobody really wants to see me cutting out sheets of paper for ages, so what I'm going to do is I will cut out the rest of the templates for the first platform, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how I'm going to mark out where the actual platform edge is going to be. So I'll get cracking and I'll come back to you in a bit. Again, shamelessly stolen from Tony Northeastern. However, the last time I did this, I used a carriage. I used one of my biggest carriages and a pen. Pen would work better, however the only pens I've got are these kind of weird shaped ones. I couldn't find a biro, so I've just went and got a pencil and attached it with a bulldog clip, I think they're called. Okay, so I have been getting on with these templates, and luckily at this point I've came across a problem. So I'm not going to show you the whole sort of layout of the station just now, because I'm going to show you the problem and discuss exactly what I think the problem is. Now, this is my middle platform, and you can see the two pencil lines here, one there and one there. That's maybe easier to notice there. Okay, that line is the line that was drawn using the coal truck. That line is the line drawn using a carriage. Now, you can see there's a massive difference here. That must be what's the width of the blade, basically. Okay, now I think this is because I've maybe got tighter curves than Tony had in his layout, or maybe I'm just doing it completely wrong. But I moved on to this platform and I've kind of adapted Tony's method to do this, and you can see there's a much bigger gap here between the track edge and what would be the platform edge. And yeah, to me that looks too big, but what I'll do is I've got Cock in the North set up just there with some carriages. I'm going to bring it down and hopefully you will see how close the edge of the carriage actually comes to the edge of the platform. So give me a sec. Right, so here it comes. Local clears it, no problem. But we'll look at the carriage, we'll look how close that gets. And that is my problem, which thankfully I have discovered when it's just cost me a few sheets of paper, not when I've been cutting out the wood. Now I'm going to just put the camera on the tripod and I'll show you that running through with a view from the back as well, so you can see how it looks from there. So just back in a sec. Right, so from this angle you'll see that the gap looks far too big when the train comes into the station. And that's what you need to watch for, because from either end of that platform, this gap looks far too big. But when you actually look down at the carriage passing, there's just enough space for the carriage to get by. So I'm going to go and redo this one and that one the same way I did this one, and I'll film that just to show the difference between the methods and how to mark it out with the coaches, because depending on which way your track turns depends on which part of the coach you lean your pencil on, so you get enough clearance. So yeah, let me just go rip up the rest of the stuff and I'll show you that. Alright, back in a bit. Right, so what I've found is easier is to actually follow the cork, i.e. the track bed, for the first edge. So instead of finding the edge of the track, what I'm doing is finding the edge of the cork, and that way this bit is a perfect template of the gap. It basically saves on a cut, but also saves on the paper kind of floating in mid-air, if you know what I mean. So all I need to do is do this. Round the point, of course, and then that. And that gives me a nice flat template. In this case, I'm just taking a knife and cutting along the side of the cork. And by doing that, you get the perfect shape of that gap. Give or take a little bit there. But now that will stay in place. So all I'm going to do now is continue down to the end, and then I'll use the carriage to get the platform edge. So I'll stick all the paper down and then I'll show you what to do with the carriage and the pencil. Right. The middle template is down, and what we need to do now is mark out the edge of the platform. Now, you have to think about this a little bit, but once you get your head around it, it's not too bad. Now, first of all, I've got a curve that goes that way, basically. So the carriage will curve in towards me essentially, but then it goes into a curve that curves away from me. So because of that, there's two different points you need to use on this carriage for basically the most protruding part of the carriage. So if you just watch as this runs round, so comes along and curves towards me, and you'll see that that corner is going away from the platform, however the centre of the carriage is coming into the platform. So therefore what you need for that corner is your pencil leaning against the carriage in the middle. Now, as it goes into the next corner, let me move along, even though this is a slight bend, you'll see that the most protruding part is the leading edge, not the middle, because look, you can see the sleepers. So what I need to do is then switch the pencil to the leading edge to draw the edge of the platform, and then once it straightens out, it's fine. I'll probably just keep on using the leading edge all the way down there because it's straight anyway. Oops. And then as it comes into this corner, once again you can see that edge is going that way, and it's the middle of the carriage. It's the middle of the carriage that's coming towards the platform, because again you can see the sleepers there, can't see them there. So somewhere on the straight back here I'll need to switch the pencil back to the middle of the carriage to get the appropriate clearance all the way along the platform. So what I will attempt to do is show that being done on the big long platform. So let me get the tripod set up again and I will try to record this for you. Okay, so remember, for curving into me, I want to hold the pencil in the middle of the carriage because that's the most protruding bit. And you need to try and make sure you hold your carriage flat as well. Don't tilt it like that or like that because it will be inaccurate again. So you really don't need to lean that hard. Nice and gentle. Oops, it's probably easier to do it right-handed. If you're right-handed, that is. So nice and gentle. Just run the pencil along. Back again. And that gives me the clearance for that carriage coming round that corner. And just to prove it, I'll try and hold this up. You can see that that carriage will not come into contact with that template once it's cut. And you're giving yourself the leeway of the width of the pencil. So I intend to have a little lip coming out from the top of the platform to represent the sort of curbstones that you see on platforms. So I should have enough room to just have a couple of mil lip and the carriage will still clear. Okay, so I will get set up for this corner now and show you the exact same thing once I find where I put my pencil. Yeah. There it is, found it. Doing well. So, remember this time, because it's curving away from you, it's this corner that's a protruding corner. So we'll take it back to where we finished the line. This is a lot easier when you're not trying to film it. And now, gently run the carriage along. Sometimes it's easier because you're on the corner to kind of hold the back end of the carriage down. Like so. Oop. Right, so there's the line, you can see it just. Let's do the same thing with the carriage. So above the carriage, try to see what I'm doing here, sorry. Right, watch the protruding corner, i.e. the leading corner. Now that stays totally clear of that line, and you can see the middle's well clear. But it's this leading edge that you've got to worry about. There you go, totally clear all the way around that, and now we're on the straight. So once we're on the straight, because the next corner down the bottom end is going to be it curves towards me. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to hold the pencil in the middle of the carriage and just run it along the template. This does take some practice, I'll admit. So just do it slowly, there's no rush whatsoever. Make sure your carriage is steady, not tilting. Don't force the pencil, don't drag it, you'll get a mark. There we go. So that's the platform edge drawn. And so I'll show you again along here. Oh, sorry. So you can see Carriage is well clear, apart from when you get my shoddy camera work, of what will be the edge of the platform. Sorry, I keep on hitting the tripod. I've got a wee tripod attached to this and I'm using my phone to see what I'm filming. And as it comes around the corner, sorry, it's the centre of the carriage that you want to be concerned with. You can see it's well clear of that line, well clear of that line, and off it goes. So now I'm quite happy when I cut that line out that will be the edge of my platform and nothing will crash into it when it's in. So I'll do the other side, I'll get this other platform replaced, and then finally we'll have a footprint for the station. But it just shows you the advantage of planning, taking your time, and you know, thinking about it, thinking like when I did the wagon, I thought that looks very close, and then when I did the carriage I thought that looks too far away, so then I just set up the train and ran it down here and saw it was actually exactly what I needed. So yeah, always take your time and always test, especially with cheap things like paper, before you go out and buy loads of wood and then build your platform and realise you can't get a train past it. Right, so I will crack on, I will cut everyone out, and then you will finally see the footprint of the station. So back in a bit. Right, that is the platform template's done, and you can get an idea of how the station's going to look. So I did redo that one and that one with the method that I showed you with the carriage, and it's given me a lot more room. It's also solved this problem. As you can see, if I throw that, it's just clear. But you know, it's going to be MDF, so I could even just carve a little bit in there with a knife. It's not going to take a lot of work. I quite like how it's the different lengths of platforms, just adds a bit of variety. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I want to ballast first all the tracks, because I don't want to build these platforms which are going to be wood with like paper on it, and then spray with water and something gets into the paper and makes the paper warp. So I'm going to take the templates up, I'm going to ballast, and then once I can get some wood I will cut out the wood, put it down on the layout, make sure everything goes past it okay. There's probably going to be some sanding involved or some jiggery pokery, just getting stuff moved a little bit, and then I will start basically detailing the wood. So I think this is going to be long enough for one video, so we'll wrap it up there. If you've got any questions, any comments, please leave them. Subscribe to keep up to date with the layout, because the station build is going to be ongoing, as is the ballasting. And thanks very much for watching. So speak to you again soon. Cheers.